Alabama's WVUA News at 5 with your award-winning news team, Lynn Brooks, Terry Brewer, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Coming up in home team weather, no rain across the area this afternoon, finally drying things out for the most part across western and central Alabama. When will the rain chance to return? How about that all-important weekend forecast? Weather straight ahead. Stick around.
WVUA is covering Fayette, where more than 50 jobs are on the chopping block. Find out why and hear from employees on the shakeup. Plus, dozens of new jobs are on the way to Northport. Find out where you can apply. And we're glad you're with us tonight. I'm Lynn Brooks.
And I'm Terry Brewer. Dozens of workers in West Alabama could soon be without a job, and the situation is not what you might expect. The federal government is transferring the work from a plant to prisons. The explanation is in our top story at 5 o'clock. American Power Source is a military apparel plant operating in Fayette County since 2001. The plant's operations manager says the jobs now at the plant are going to federal prison industries. According to the Federal Bureau of Prisons, the FPI is an organization whose goal is to employ and provide job skills training to inmates. The operations manager says the contracts that American Power Source would normally work from are now going to FPI. 99% of the employees at the plant are women, and as of October 31st, 50 employees will be let go.
A lot of them are single moms who's working to provide for their family. If they lose this job, it's their only source of income. And here they have done everything right. They're tax paying, they're law abiding, they're coming to work, they're not trying to work off the system. We're not looking for a handout, they're just looking for a right to work.
Join us for much more on that story at 6 o'clock when you'll hear from a plant worker and get more on what this will mean for the future of the Fayette area.
New jobs are on the way for Northport. FIS is looking for new employees. Company officials want to fill 80 positions for their call center. A job fair is set for tomorrow. To apply for the jobs, officials say those jobs are temporary customer service positions with the potential of permanent placement. FIS Vice President Anna Akins told us what types of skills people need to apply.
We're looking for customer service professionals that have a pleasant speaking voice and some computer skills. Anybody that's interested in applying should come visit us tomorrow at the Civic Center and bring their resume.
The FIS job fair is set for tomorrow. That's September 6th. It's 10 a.m. until 7 p.m. at the Northport Civic Center. Officials urge candidates to bring several copies of their resume.
WVUA is covering Vance, where a teenager has died in a car crash. State troopers say it happened Tuesday morning on Highway 11. 19-year-old Kelsey Lauren Weaver was hit head-on by a car. Authorities say she was not wearing a seatbelt. A 16-year-old driver lost control of his vehicle on the wet pavement before the collision. He was injured and taken to DCH Regional Medical Center, according to Weaver's Facebook page. She was a 2011 graduate of Brookwood High School and was studying nursing at Shelton State Community College. The case is still under investigation.
People still recovering from last year's tornado may be able to find new help. The Community Service Programs of West Alabama is offering free services to people affected by the 2011 tornadoes. Officials say they will assess all unmet needs related to the tornado. That includes things like home repair, medical expenses, food and clothing. Program Director Santonia Stevens told us they want people to know there is still help available.
We are actually going door to door to try to find those who were affected by the tornado. We desperately need them to contact us because we want to provide them services. We want to assist with any unmet need that they may have.
If you need assistance or would like to get more information, you can call the Disaster Case Management Program. Their number 205-349-7878.
On your Health Watch tonight, 400 more West Nile virus cases have been reported in the U.S. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, the numbers are up 25% in the past week to nearly 2,000 total. Experts say so far 87 people have died from the infection this year. The hardest hit states are Texas, South Dakota, Mississippi, Oklahoma, Louisiana, and Michigan. The CDC says to protect yourself from infected mosquitoes, use insect repellent with active ingredients that are registered with the EPA. Also, wear long sleeves and pants and avoid the outdoors when mosquitoes are most active. That's at dusk and dawn. You can also get rid of mosquito breeding sites by removing standing water near your home. And on your election watch, the Democratic National Convention. It is day 2 of the convention, and former President Bill Clinton will headline the event tonight, and he has a tough act to follow.
Twitter reported more than 28,000 tweets per minute when First Lady Michelle Obama spoke last night. That's nearly double of Republican candidate Mitt Romney's convention speech last week. Emily Schmidt has more on the convention's plans and a change in plans.
President Obama arrived in Charlotte this afternoon for the Democratic National Convention, ready to pick up on a campaign trail already clearly forged here by his wife.
So I have to know, are you fired up? Are you ready to go?
The First Lady met with delegates today after last night's primetime speech. That was so closely watched, Twitter reported more than 28,000 tweets a minute when Mrs. Obama spoke, nearly double the response to Republican candidate Mitt Romney's convention speech last week. In Vermont, Romney took a quick break from debate practice when he stopped in this hardware store. His wife is speaking out for him in Ohio.
I'm so grateful that people are now standing up and saying, this is the guy that has integrity, decency, goodness.
Republican vice presidential candidate Paul Ryan campaigned in the swing state of Iowa and put his spin on the Democrats' convention.
We're going to hear from President Clinton tonight in Charlotte. My guess is we'll get a great rendition of how good things were in the 1990s, but we're not going to hear much about how things have been the last 4 years.
President Clinton's speech wasn't vetted by the Obama campaign, at least it hadn't been by the time the convention started. But Democrats hope it will get the crowd fired up for President Obama's Thursday speech and for a race that polls show was all tied up going into Charlotte. I'm Emily Schmidt reporting.
Threatening weather could force a location change for Thursday. If so, President Obama's speech will be moved from indoors from the original outdoor stadium venue.
Also on your election watch, Alabamians will head to the polls in a few days to vote on the constitutional amendment referendum. And this Friday is the deadline to register to vote. On September 18th, residents will vote on allowing hundreds of millions of dollars from a trust fund to help finance the state's general fund budget. If you're choosing to vote with an absentee ballot, that deadline is Thursday, September 13th. According to Alabama Secretary of State Beth Chapman, residents can register at their local board of registrars or your local state and county offices. Now, a programming note for you. You can get The Advantage this Friday night with a brand new show right here on WVUA TV. It's called Alabama Game Day Advantage.
It's going to be a fun show. Danny Salter will be live at the Bryant Museum. He'll be talking with guests about everything you need to know when it comes to getting to the game, your best bets for parking, public transportation, also fun things for you and your family to do before and after the game. So join Danny this Friday night at 6:30 and get The Advantage, the Alabama Game Day Advantage, right here on WVUA.
Coming up next, home team weather. Watching a disturbance in the northern Gulf of Mexico could become a tropical storm over the next couple of days. Talking about that feature, plus your weekend forecast. Weather is after the break. Stick around.